Well, that's real original.
That's really original.
Oh, that's real original.
The Real Original Podcast. Hey, Tej, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Feel like it's been way too long.
I feel like it's been years, eons.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, years ago, there was some people that exchanged turkey, and now we have a holiday coming up.
Yeah, they were nasty, dirty people with buckles on their shoes.
Yeah, and then there was really clean,
And they
half-naked people.
They pickled turkey feet and chomped at them.
Turkey feet or pig feet?
Both.
Oh gosh, that is horrible. That's just horrible.
I mean, who knows what they did to those turkeys, man?
I don't even really know. Like, I don't really remember the origin story of Thanksgiving other than the Pilgrims giving.
I mean, have you ever seen a turkey baster and what they do with those things?
What does that have to do with it?
It had to be the Pilgrims, dude.
That came up with that stuff?
Yeah, it has to be tradition. Why else would we inject
You don't think
turkey with
you don't think the natives were into turkey
mysterious
basters?
fluids? I'm sure they had some, you know.
You don't think they were into that?
What do you think they used for stuffing back then?
Leaves and pine
Rocks
tar.
and
Yeah. Gravel.
mud. Gravel. Put some sap in there.
Gravel
Keep
with
it all
some
together.
thyme. Yeah. Well, I don't know, like, the actual origin story of Thanksgiving, other than, like, the natives giving pilgrims food.
I mean, that's what you learn. You just learn that they came together and had a supper together.
The real story was probably, like, the pilgrims stomped all over the Indians and stole their food. And they made it as some amicable thing.
Yeah, they tricked them into getting them to give them turkey, and then, I don't know, relocated them somewhere else. That might be too political.
Wasn't
Too soon.
wasn't turkey supposed to be the state bird? You were
Yes.
just saying something about that.
Mr. Benjamin Button thought so.
Then don't you
He was a
think
goofy goober, that guy.
he's ugly? He's an ugly looking dude.
Yeah, he was a womanizer too. He got lots of puss, dude.
Well, yeah, he probably paid for it though.
He was in France. There's a lot of paid puss to be gotten over
Jeez.
there.
Well, we're gonna have to definitely. This is an explicit episode, so
Viewer.
it's already. Yeah, we're already messing it up.
Well, we're talking about big old fat Benjamin getting out there and getting laid.
What did he do that was so like memorable?
He
Other than being a politician.
He tied a key onto a kite or something, and it exploded. And then electricity was invented.
I thought Nikola Tesla did that.
No.
Benjamin Franklin did not invent the use of electricity. Did he?
He invented electricity altogether.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, there wasn't electricity before then.
Well, I guess he does kind of look like a nerdy engineer type.
A key and a kite was all it did, you know. He didn't even have a potato to put two things into.
Wires, the
hook it up
copper
to a
and
clock.
Well, look, I don't. Even so, I don't know why he's on the $100 bill.
I don't know.
He's horrifying to look at.
He's just built that way, dude. He's balling.
I don't know. I disagree. He need a haircut.
Disagree? He wasn't he bald on top?
Yeah, that's horrible.
You got a Benjamin to pull out, or you can see him?
No.
You can check him out?
I haven't had a Benjamin in a long ass time. I'm about to have more though, thank goodness. Can't remember the last time I had Benjamins.
It's all digital now. It's all ones and zeros.
All my Benjamins are in Bitcoin. Just kidding. I didn't buy any of that.
Actually, buy poop coin.
What other
coin.
Actually, what other coins did you buy?
I
know
just
you
bought
got Doge.
I just bought that was it.
And you lost like what, $40 on it?
Yeah,
or something?
$40. I bought it. I bought it when everybody's talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's just gonna keep going. It's gonna be the next Bitcoin."
Yeah, and it just completely died out.
And then I bought it. I bought it right at the peak.
Yeah.
No, it actually went up like a cent or two after I bought it, and then it just tanked and never got close to what it was worth.
Yeah, I bought some.
I think
of
I
the,
put like $70 into it, and yeah,
I bought some of the Shiba Inu coin like a year ago, and it was worth like 0.000003 cents. And
So you
every
got
time
like
it would go up, you just make like a ton of money.
you put a couple dollars in there, and you get like a billion coins.
Yeah.
Billion digital fake coins.
I had like 1.2 million coins, and with like only like $2.15 into it or something.
Imagine if that went up to a cent, brother.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be sitting here having to do this.
You'd be sitting on your yacht.
Well, I don't even know. I definitely would never buy a yacht.
No?
I'd buy like a boat. I saw this dude on Instagram that sails like actual ships, like an actual pirate ship type situation.
That was sick.
And that I would get.
Pirate ships are expensive to build, though.
Did you build them or buy them?
What would you get? A sloop? Ship of the line?
I don't know. I don't know
A brig?
I just want to sail it myself. With like maybe two other people.
A sporting yacht? Maybe?
No, like an old fashioned one. This guy was sailing like an old fashioned wood ship.
Depends. It was like a sloop. What kind of pirate ship we talking?
Yes.
Are you gonna have like a brig like the Jackdaw?
No, that would be sick though.
You gonna build a scale replica of the Queen Anne's Revenge?
Yeah. Crash it, wreck it.
Yeah. I just crashed my ship.
So I pull out another one in the garage. Yeah, a ship would be cool, but I feel like that's
what would you do with it?
Dumb
would you
purchase.
Plunder and
pillage
your way across the Mediterranean?
No, I would.
The Mediterranean.
Honestly, it would be kind of cool.
Caribbean.
It'd be cool to actually just learn how to sail and learn how to read the stars and be able to sail around the waters.
So you wouldn't put a GPS in that bitch, huh?
No.
You wouldn't have a GPS next to the big...
No, if I'm going to get into it, I'm going
wheel.
all in. I mean, you'll hit land eventually, right? You'll be all right. If you lose your way.
Well, I think that it's possible that you can go all the way around if you got twisted up enough that you wouldn't even
Not
know.
when you hit the edge.
Yeah, when you see the ice fall, you know you've gone a little too far.
When you start seeing dinosaurs swimming around.
Yeah. Yeah, when you drop off the edge and go down to Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah.
And then you have to
hang out with the Flying Dutchman.
You have to find your pirate friend that got eaten by a kraken.
I go down into the fly of despair. Yeah.
Not the perfume department.
Oh yeah, that would be a fate worse than death. That shit always gives me such a headache.
Yeah, just watching that scene. SpongeBob.
Yeah. Yeah,
lifts up his gas mask, sprays under it.
Yeah. Yeah, perfume gives me such a headache all the time. I can't think of one other than like the cologne I wear that doesn't bother me too much, or like candles for some reason. You have
Depends on the candles, yeah.
You have one at your house that smells like Fruit Loops, and that one didn't give me a headache. I like that one.
Oh, it didn't.
It didn't.
Yeah, that's nice.
But the rest of them do for some reason.
Depends
on the flavor.
On the flavor of the candle.
Yeah.
You ever taste one on things?
No.
No, you don't want to.
No. But yeah. Anyways, Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Speaking of eating candles, you remember those wax bottles?
Oh, like the soda?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. That was so weird.
Why would they? You know, I don't know.
Did you ever chew on the wax bottles?
Oh yeah, you chew it into into not a bottle. You just start chewing on that shit.
I
don't think I ever swallowed one, but
on the same like kind of subject line, one time we were at the fireworks here, and there was glow sticks, and one of my uncles like broke the glow sticks in half and did like war paint on our face with it, and it started burning so bad. We were like crying. It was me and my cousin, and like we had it all over our hands, our arms, our face.
It might have been a dream, but I feel like as a kid I was chewing on one of those and got it in my mouth.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
They leak, yeah. You start getting holes punctured in there.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why as a kid you just kind of fucking put everything in your mouth. But
yeah. Some adults
pennies
still do that.
Pennies and batteries.
Cardi B does that still. She never grew out of that phase.
The batteries.
No, the putting things in your mouth.
Ooh.
JK. I don't know. Probably, but
I don't know nothing about her. I don't keep up on Cardi B.
Neither do I. I'm just guessing. Just taking a shot in the dark.
What do you think she's doing right now?
Has something in her mouth.
All right.
If I had to guess. A piece of ice is what I was thinking. Or a jawbreaker, maybe.
Maybe a lollipop, yeah.
Wasn't there a movie about jawbreakers where the people would die from, like, choke on them from eating them or whatever?
Ed, and Eddie?
No, it's Jawbreaker. Isn't that like an actual movie?
That they would choke and die
On Jawbreakers? Yes. Look it up. I
What's
think it's
the point
a movie.
of it?
I don't remember.
Is it a horror movie? What kind of movie
Kinda.
is this?
I think it's a comedy.
It's like a B. It's a comedy about people
My
choking
mom
on
used to have it.
Jawbreakers?
I remember looking at the DVD case.
It was a guy with like a big.
I think it was a chick, and she died from eating a Jawbreaker.
She had the like whole thing in her mouth, and it was sticking out the side of her lip.
I don't know.
Like
Look it
Ed,
up real
and
quick.
Eddie.
You gotta see it.
You remember Ed, and Eddie when they'd have the Jawbreaker in their mouth? It'd be like double the size of the guy out the side of his mouth.
No, but I didn't watch that much.
All right, we gotta look at this fucking Jawbreakers.
Pretty sure it's actually a movie, but I could be wrong.
Did she at least get it down to the red color before she choked and died on it?
That she wouldn't have choked. Yeah, it did.
No, you get down a couple colors and then eventually it's just all white. It doesn't change color again.
Yeah. Lazy bastards.
They were like dipping it more times. I wonder if there's like really expensive Jawbreakers you can get that are actually
Gold plated.
dipped all the way.
Salt Bay Jawbreakers.
That shit would like fucking make your tongue raw, dude. You remember that?
I never had them because of that movie. I was scared of them.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing the cover of it. I remember seeing the scene where she died, and I was like, God damn.
You'd suck on that shit for like a couple hours, and your tongue would hurt so bad it'd just be fucking raw. All right, let's read the little synopsis here. When an exclusive clique of teenage socialites accidentally murders their best friend Liz on the morning of her birthday, the three girls responsible, Courtney, Julie, and Marcy, conspire to hide the truth. As the trio makeover nerdy reject Friend Mayo.
Friend Mayo?
That, dude?
Wow, is that the name? Mayo?
Yeah, I guess so. And groom her to take Liz's place.
Groom.
Crack police detective Vera Cruz launches an investigation that will turn Reagan High School upside down.
So, but it doesn't say she died from the Jawbreaker.
It's called Jawbreaker. It's got a 14% Rotten Tomato score.
I've never understood that. Is that good or bad?
It depends on if it's the audience score. The audience score is the only one that matters.
Yeah, critics
score,
when it comes to movies. People thought...
It depends on how much the movie producers pay them, on how high their score is.
I think they critics liked Raya the Last Dragon or whatever, and that shit.
Well, so they must ram a freaking Jawbreaker down her throat or what?
Yeah, just
they
shove
accidentally
it in.
kill her. How do you accidentally kill somebody with a Jawbreaker?
Make them eat it, I guess.
Yeah, but then that would just be like an accident. That wouldn't be accident.
Maybe,
How would somebody else accidentally kill you with a jawbreaker?
maybe they're like, you could do it. You could
What
shove it in.
did they just like fucking throw it like a snowball into her face and it broke? That'd like break your teeth.
No,
away.
it was in her mouth.
That would break your jaw.
I think she choked on it though, right?
You don't remember how she died?
Was a baby, dude.
Well, here, let's see. Here, I'll put death in here and we'll watch the scene. How about that?
No. I don't really want to see it.
Here's the thing. Okay. Upon opening the trunk, they discovered Liz has choked to death on the jawbreaker. Wait, what's the trunk?
Of a
Julie
car.
wants to report the situation to the police, but Courtney instead calls the school
You never heard
to
about
tell
this?
them Liz is ill and cannot attend. The three later go to school.
You never heard about
No.
it? Are you serious?
The cover might look a little familiar to me, but
Here, let me see it again. I gotta see some memories.
I have never
gonna take me
fucking
back.
seen that shit. Here, it's a couple of legs with high heels on them sticking out a sea of jawbreakers.
Okay, yeah, but I think there's a different one, right? That's not the only
That's
one.
not it.
Oh, well, I think that is, but there's another one.
That's it. That's all. I mean, it's kind of what you're saying, right? The girl. Holy shit! This is horrifying.
What
Is this a horror movie? This is a picture of her fucking after she died.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, see? And you wonder why I don't
What's
eat those?
I mean, looking at the cover. Yeah, look at this. This is freaking. What
Where's
did they?
the jawbreaker at? They used to be in her mouth.
She must have had a jawbreaker in her mouth, and they freaking duct taped her mouth, and she swallowed that shit. Wait, what? We gotta find the name of this chick that died, huh? And then we can find out how she died. This is
She died
crazy,
from a
dude.
jawbreaker, obviously.
This is crazy.
I feel like it was in her mouth, though, 'cause that picture did not show the jawbreaker in her mouth.
What happened to Liz and Jawbreaker?
Yeah. What did happen?
Julie found a recorded audio. I just want to know the tone of this movie. Is it like really serious?
I don't know.
I mean, look at the freaking cover of that. That does not look like a serious movie.
I never really watched it.
It's a crazy ass premise. There's three girls in this high school that freaking they make their is it a friend choke to death? They throw her in a trunk and fucking duct tape her mouth shut and she chokes to death. And then they dress somebody else up to look like that friend to go attend high school again. That's insane. That's insanity. What's the tone of this movie?
Well, I don't know. Would you watch it?
I'd watch it to find out. That sounds insane. There's a lot of info on it too. It's like
Yeah, it was a popular movie. My mom had it, and that she would watch it, and I remember seeing that scene, and I was like, God damn, I can't eat those.
yeah, is this like the cover is all like happy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the legs upside down, implying
Yeah.
nefariousness.
There's only like one funny movie that has a death in it that's like a comedy movie. Well, not true, but you know, have you watched Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
No.
No? That's
No.
a good one from the 80s.
I don't know why I'm thinking of that scene.
The babysitter is really mean and she dies.
I'm thinking of that scene in The Cat in the Hat
She's
when they
really
have the
old.
old lady and she falls asleep and they're like jumping on her as like a trampoline and like sliding her down the slide and shit.
She
You
like
don't need that
she
old
like
thing.
passes
And
out, right?
He like shoves her in the closet. Yeah. She's just asleep.
Oh yeah, that's the babysitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he puts her on a coat hanger and fucking hangs her in the
Yeah.
closet.
Then shuts the door. Yeah. That movie's awesome.
Oh.
The Cupcakeinator. Tick. You can
I like
take
when
a
it cuts
carton
out.
of eggs, a fire extinguisher, a pack of hot dogs, and voila.
That's a pretty good impression. That movie is a fucking fever dream, though.
It's so good. I love when he's like arguing with himself. He's like the chef, and then he's like arguing with another chef. Oh, I don't know how that's gonna work. And
Oh yeah, he's like the
it's like,
commentator on
shut
it
up.
too.
Yeah. And then he chops his tail off. Yeah, I've never seen The Babysitter's Dead, though.
That one's good. Yeah, that one, the premise is, their parents leave for, like, an extended while. She's older. I don't know how old she is, but she then has to get a job to feed the family. She's got a bunch of siblings. So then she lies on, like, an application and gets in this office job for, like, a fashion thing or something. And then she does really good at it.
I don't know.
They just dropped the old lady off in front of the morgue with, like, a note on it.
That's funny. Yeah,
She was a prick, though. The old lady, she was a real bitch.
So it was all right.
It was fine. Yeah. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. But
yeah, that Jawbreaker one reminds me of Mean Girls. Have you seen that one?
it sounds like it, but the tone, the premise of that movie is way darker. Like, how would you have the same tone as Mean Girls with like
a death like that?
Yeah, they like freaking,
and they cover up as crazy.
They cover it up. That's wild.
How did they not get away with it? That's my question.
Do they get away with it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I only might there we can watch this movie and report back to you at the next episode.
We might have to.
It sounds insane.
Yeah, I can't believe you never heard of that before.
I might have seen the cover once. It does look familiar, like in my childhood. But it sounds like an insane premise, insane movie.
Yeah. It's a great Thanksgiving movie for us to watch. I think, if I remember right.
What does it take? What time in the school year does it take place?
Probably at the beginning.
Oh, I guess it said prom on one of the things I just read, so maybe...
When's that shit?
Maybe
like
at
April?
the end of the year, yeah.
Like April or May or
Close
something?
to spring.
Yeah.
Damn, that would suck. You'd hope that you
got your pretty dress, and then you died. You get taken out. You get clapped by a jawbreaker.
Now, you'd hope if your friends freaking ram a jawbreaker down your throat and you die, that would be at the beginning of the school year before you had to go all the way through it. After a good summer, you know?
Yeah.
You get a good summer, and then you go back to school, you're like, oh, fuck this. I wish I could just fucking choke on this jawbreaker and die.
Earlier, yeah. That, like,
your friends help you out by fucking duct taping your mouth shut, it looks like. I have no idea. That's just what I gathered from the couple pictures on there.
I always thought prom was so much of a hassle that I would have been fine with that timing.
Dying right before prom.
Yeah. And I got to hang out through the school year a little bit, you know.
And what, this chick was so generic looking that they could just dress another girl there? Well,
it's the early like 2000s, so yeah, all of them look the same. Same hairstyle, you know.
You just wear a pink sweatshirt. The brand pink and the color pink.
Or like some kind of striped shirt with jeans and like Converse.
Yeah, layer like fucking 5 tank tops of different colors.
Yeah. The style
pull
was
them down
sick,
a little bit more.
I like some of the style from back then.
I think early 2000s was nice, and then like probably close to like 2005 to like 2000 fucking 14, 15 was kind of horrifying.
Like which part?
Like 2005 to
well, yeah, you know? Like what exactly are you referencing? I'm trying to think.
I mean, the layering of the tank tops is a little weird.
Yeah.
And then you got 2010.
Remember like the spiked
2010
hair?
Was like the emo hair with the big nerd glasses. Like striped hoodies.
I feel like you're thinking like of a character right now.
I'm like just generalizing. Like, what would somebody wear that's really into the song, that Owl City song, Fireflies? What would somebody wear listening to that when it came out?
I imagine some guy going back from his office job with like a pretty cheap suit.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of all the time, but. That's a lot of them out there.
That's a lot of Owl City enjoyers.
Yeah.
Cheap suits.
No, but just I think I think that Alice Fireflies, the song, is a perfect like description of the outfits that were worn right when it came out. Like out of all the music, I think that encapsulates the
Like
style.
if you think of like if you connected it to a style.
If you could make that song into an outfit, that's that's what the outfits were right then.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I would honestly probably have to agree with that.
I mean, look at Fred. Like that was a. I mean, he's a little over the top.
Fred
maybe,
Figglehorn?
but yeah.
Yeah.
Like his hair and stuff.
I remember as
suspenders were kind of big right then.
yeah.
Flat hats were for some reason kind of big.
Like DC ones.
It'd be like weird solid colors, like the bright yellow would be like just, and it would be like non-graphic stuff. Just that stripes were big.
Oh yeah.
You just get a zip up hoodie. There was no normal hoodies; they're all zip ups.
Like a creeper one.
Yeah, but just like a solid color, like just a green or something, and you wear a striped scarf with it, black and white striped scarf, nerd glasses, Cookie Monster flat brim hat.
Oh, or the pajama pants.
Converse and skinny jeans. Just imagine that as an outfit.
Cookie Monster flat brim hat. I feel like I've seen one of those recently. I'm trying to put my finger on it, where it was.
I don't think you can trust a man wearing a flat.
You can't trust anyone wearing that. Yeah, those were made.
That, or maybe if you go to Walmart and Family Guy pajama bottoms. I don't think you could trust somebody.
Yeah.
If any of you are out there are doing that,
that's
right
a topic.
now.
Some of the people you see at Walmart, the freaking. Yeah, the Mountain Dew pajama pants. The ones I always hated the most were the Family Guy ones, like Stewie all over it.
Just the Stewie. Yeah, not even the whole family. Just Stewie on
Just
there.
Stewie all over it.
I just really love Stewie, man.
Stewie's like the most.
Fuck Peter. Stewie really understands what's
I don't
going
really
on.
like that show very much, but even if I did, Stewie would not be my favorite.
Yeah,
Stewie's bland.
He's just kind of a prick.
He's not even really. That's his whole shtick. Yeah, he's not even like that interesting.
Doesn't he just kill Brian a bunch too?
I think
I don't watch the show.
That show is pretty
bland,
but the only thing that makes is somewhat saves it a little bit is Peter. What they do with Peter is funny. Yeah.
Oh, it's just here, Peter.
He's in the bathroom. I don't know why I thought of that, but
I don't know. That's all I know about it. I watched a few episodes.
I like when Peter fights the chicken. There's a lot of chicken.
I just think
fights.
South Park is just so much funnier.
It is so much better. I think every show on planet Earth is better than Family Guy.
Well, I think you could put what's that Big Mouth show?
Oh, man, that one's horrible, yeah.
I think that's the worst show in existence.
It's terrible.
Someday it'll be at it's going to be at 25 seasons like Family Guy. Family Guy will be at 50 seasons, but...
Is it still going to this day?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, God.
Simpsons is also going still.
Are you serious?
South Park, of course, is going still, but they do topical shit, so it kind of makes sense that they still keep going.
I think it's about time to old yeller those old cartoons.
Send them out. You
gotta know when you have a good thing going and when to end it.
We'll gather them up and send them out to pasture.
Yeah, you almost have to. That's how old those things are.
Family Guy went to go live on a farm. Went to the farm.
He's in a better place now.
Peter Griffin went to the farm. Okay, he's living on a farm now.
A nice, beautiful farm.
He's running through the daisies out there on that farm.
He's pushing up daisies. Yeah, I do not like that show. Yeah. But I do.
After Rick and Morty came out, it was have you seen any of those new adult animation shows?
Like which ones?
Just the millions that fucking came out after Rick and Morty. They have horrible animation, and they all use this. What's the one
with the green lizard looking dudes? Is that the other universe or something? Or
Solar Opposites?
Yeah.
That's different.
Is
I'm talking about so there's that and if you scrolled on freaking Netflix, you'd see 5 of them. like right away. If you went to like adult animation, there's like a Troopers one.
BoJack Horseman.
I would classify that one differently, but there's a bunch of them that came out that are just like low
Copycats trying to ride the success of it.
They're copycats of each other though. Like the art style's exactly the same. They come out for one season, nobody watches them, and then they make a new one with the exact same style.
Like, name one. I'm trying to think of it.
I'm trying to think.
Cause
maybe I'll just Google it. Like shitty.
Well, like I don't know. Like Rick and Morty's so unique. I'm trying to think of like the only one that's somewhat similar to me is Solar Opposites, but I haven't even watched that yet. I just from the trailers, I was like, oh, it looks. Isn't the same guy who? Is it the guy who beat his wife?
Like Hoops was one.
Let me see.
Here, let me pull it up.
I gotta see a picture of because I am not know. I'm not.
There's
picking
an
up
article
what you're,
coming up.
I'm not smelling what you're stepping in here.
Ren and Stimpy.
What
Why is that on here? All right, this article fucking. That's not what I'm talking about. This article.
Well, it's like new ones, right?
The failed, hated Oh, this is a fucking YouTube video.
There's a lot of really terrible, like cheaply made things these days.
And they were just trying to.
And animation
They're just trying to fucking throw them out there quick.
Right out, yeah. It's so shameless, like the like all the shit. All the shit that Disney puts out.
All right, so yeah,
is so shameless.
So like that Hoops one.
Oh yeah, they all look so similar.
Slippin' Jimmy, what? Maybe I gotta watch that one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
Velma?
It's total drama.
Brickleberry, yeah. So like that's kind of what I was talking about, like in that one too.
Yeah, that looks like a adult Morty.
Yeah, they all have just like the shitty same animation style. You know.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
I don't know. I never watched any of them, so maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what I gather from it, though.
Yeah, I think it's so shameless, like the shit that Netflix puts out and what Disney puts out. Like both of those companies to me are just the most shameless fucks on the planet.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's
just to pump that shit out, no consideration, no.
And then like what they're like all the remakes, like the live action remakes, are so fucking shameless. They're just terrible.
Of old shows, like like the Disney ones and shit. You're talking about?
Yeah, like the Snow White one everyone hated. I didn't even watch any trailers or anything. I just stayed away from it. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe the last one I watched was that the Beauty and the Beast one, but I was pretty young then.
Well, the thing I would say about it is like if you have to shoehorn, equality and that facade into your movies, then you have obviously it's not a part of your corporate culture, and you have a problem.
I don't know. They like being woke though. The Disney guys.
They're such shameless fucks.
They ram it down everybody's throats.
Instead
of just making a good product, they have to do that.
Run shit into the ground and live off the success of...
The Star Wars really pisses me off how badly...
The only thing I'll say about that is the Mandalorian...
Yeah, but they just made that show to sell like millions of little plushies of Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda mugs.
And then after that, freaking every movie has to have a cute little sellable...
Well, no, that was Despicable Me that did that. That ruined that.
Well, I mean, but the Minions, kinda.
Minions were the first. There's a word for those things, but little annoying
Minions
things. Yeah, they were the first.
Oh, there's a term.
There's a term for the little guys just to sell toys.
Yeah, just to sell toys and yeah.
Yeah, shameless.
You can get a towel with Baby Yoda on it or shower curtain.
Baby Yoda's unique because they make you care about it. He is like that for the show, like to sell shit, but he's also you kind of care about him, he's cute.
Yeah, but they don't like. There's no like basis for having a why. It's not. I mean, it's not called Baby Yoda, but they literally just made Yoda a baby and threw it in the show.
Which is kind of sick because we only ever saw one Yoda, so it's like, oh, where the hell's the rest of the Yodas at, or whatever the fuck
I think they used to live in the swamp, but maybe they got exterminated out of it.
They were pests.
I mean, just look at Yoda. Like,
if you didn't talk to him, you wouldn't know he was.
If you saw them run around the swamp, what would you think?
I'd pretty terrified. Yeah, I would not be.
And he's like flipping around doing backflips and shit.
Well, I don't know if they're all force sensitive like all the Yoda creatures, but
I mean, 2 of them are. The only 2 we've ever seen in the series are. So
the series you're talking about is the latest one.
I'm talking about the whole entire Star Wars as a whole. We've seen 2
Jar Jar Abrams and Ryan, whatever his last name is. Well, his name is JJ. He goes by JJ Abrams. He's the guy that made The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker with Rey.
Well, they went through like 3 different directors, like for 3 of those movies.
No, it was 2. So it was JJ, aka Jar Jar Abrams, did the first and the last one, and then Ryan Johnson completely just. So everything that JJ set up in the first...
I watched that video.
So The Force Awakens was actually it was fine, other than like they forced it to... The only thing that's bad about that is you can't really get connected to the main character because she has no flaws. But other than that, it's a fine movie. It sets up a lot of really interesting like plot.
Yeah, and I'm sure he had like an overarching story, but then the guy...
And then Ryan completely retconned everything that he set
destroyed that all of it.
He completely fucked it for artistic control.
I mean, not that I was even a fan of the first one, though, but...
And then the last one, like, Jar Jar Abrams tried to fix it with, like, some cool stuff, which is annoying.
But, I mean, you think about that just... coming out too, going back to Baby Yoda. The BB-8 was a big thing. They made a bunch of toys of BB-8. They gotta have a cute little sidekick character for every fucking movie that comes out.
Thanks, Minions. Babong.
Banana.
Yeah, it's a banana. Those things were And the worst part is nothing ever really comes close to the Minions, especially the animated. Like Grogu is kind of cool because they switch him between animated to like the actual like puppet sometimes.
Do they?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I watched like the first season of that.
And the show, like that show is really good because I don't know, they did a really good job on it. Like they make you invested in it and you really like the main characters a lot. And the stories there are actually pretty good. Each episode is like a mini story. Mm-hmm. And they're all like somewhat interesting for the most part.
Do you know why they brought out Han Solo just to fucking kill him off right away?
No. They did it for a reaction from the old time fans.
Yeah, bad reaction? What the fuck do you want from people? I don't know.
They dug up a piece of their childhood and put the rotting corpse on the screen in front of them. They took the shovel and
fucking beat the shit out of it, and then...
Yeah. Took it out back.
I don't know.
It was for a reaction, and it worked. But they did it all wrong. And especially when they brought Luke back, because that wasn't Luke Skywalker.
No, yeah, he's a little bitch on that island.
Yeah.
Fucking milking the titties
that big fat thing. Yeah.
Big thing.
It looks like one of those things from Ice Age. But like with big huge tits. Yeah, with mommy milkers and like flippers on it. Yeah, and he's like milking it. It's got like green fucking leprechaun milk.
And they probably just made that. I guess the original one had that blue milk in it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm sure
he was drinking that when he's on the sand planet. But we never saw one of those creatures they were getting that from.
Yeah. Well, he probably had one of those things locked up somewhere, just getting all the
Hiding down
nutrients
there.
from it. Yeah.
In their basement.
That's what they were farming, was that thing.
Jeez.
But
I don't know how you could take something so beloved and just fucking
completely fucking destroy
just rip it up. And
it. It could have been really
crumple it
good.
up.
They could have done a really good job with this new one.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was literally just a repeat.
Of the other first
The planet was the Death Star, the big-ass planet with the laser on it.
Yeah.
It's just the Death Star, but a fucking planet.
But way bigger
Yeah.
and supposed to be way better, yeah. The thing that just pisses me off so much is that, and like, I don't agree with Mark Hamill all the time, but he's the actor for Luke Skywalker. But he really did not like what they were doing with Luke, and he fought really hard. And I think a lot of people could look at how, like, the things he was saying about it and think he was being selfish and, like, kind of whiny about it. But he
played that character for fucking however many movies.
That was his character. That was his character. I know George Lucas is the mastermind behind all of it, but it wouldn't have been Luke Skywalker without Mark Hamill.
Yeah, exactly. And I think an actor does, it makes the role,
And the cool thing about that is Mark Hamill in real life is really inspiring too. Like, he's actually like a really, surface level. He seems like a really nice guy
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But he anyway, when Ryan Johnson was making his movie, and he has him on that island, and he's just this fucking hermit.
Yeah.
This sad, pathetic.
Yeah,
shell.
because they take all the movies, he's building himself up.
Yeah.
And then just after those movies end, he's just he just goes away and hides away.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like this. Yeah. He's like the one character in that
so he
show
has
that
his whole
never
story
gives up
arc,
hope.
And then he has his whole arc, and then
they just completely fucking wreck.
They just ruin.
They ruin it. And the worst thing of it all,
he's just shitting on all the old movies, really.
Well, that was the worst thing of it all is the last one when they brought back Palpatine. That retcons the entire, not only just the first 3 movies basically, because they had Snoke, but also all the old ones too, because the whole point of that was they
toss him out into a fucking hole.
That was Vader that did that.
Yeah, Vader did.
So the prophecy in the originals, the prophecy in the originals is that Anakin Skywalker was the one that was supposed to bring balance to the Force.
So none of that mattered.
So then he turns,
Palpatine just freaking was puppeteering everything after that, all the evil going on.
It's so horrible.
That just didn't accomplish nothing.
It's so horrible. And then
crazy.
Like, so the cool thing about all of it is Vader did eventually redeem himself and bring balance to the Force by killing Palpatine. He saved his son.
Yeah.
That's what turned him back. Because he was full dark side because he wanted to save his Padme.
Yeah, the second trilogy,
which he did Mace Windu.
A lot of people didn't like that. We grew up with it, so of course we liked the second trilogy. The prequels.
Yeah, the prequels.
Yeah.
The only one I like is the third one, which because I'd never seen the first
ending
two.
of the third one makes the whole trilogy really. It's the creation of
the
Darth
payout.
Vader. Yeah.
When I love the fight between Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
I can't believe people don't like the. Yeah. You turned her against me. If you're not with me, you're my enemy.
Which, he was.
You have done that yourself. Yeah.
I mean, the dialogue was shitty in that movie, but.
And the graphics are terrible. He shoved in way too much CGI.
That is true.
The puppets were way cooler, like back in the day with like the Yoda puppet.
Yeah.
It's just so much better. There's just so much character about that. And like the real Chewbacca outfit. And
I know, they've been doing that for a long time, though, making these grand CGI movies. That was probably really the start of it, really, huh? Because what's that, early 2000s? Not a lot of movies were doing that back then. I mean... Well,
they've been doing...
I guess you had Lord of the Rings come out right around that same time. I think that was.
Which is another fucking awesome.
There's a lot of CGI in that. Not
Disney
too
hasn't,
much though.
Disney
Actually,
hasn't
the
fucked
old
with
movies
that yet too much yet. They're still got that shitty
Well, they haven't
show.
bought it. Did they buy? They.
Oh, there's some shows on Disney Plus.
No, that's an Amazon one. That's not.
Oh, I thought it was Disney Plus.
No,
okay,
that was Amazon.
That would be shameless.
I don't think they.
If they ran that shut it to the ground too.
I don't think they might have just paid for the right. I don't know how that works.
That'll be the next on their agenda. Just to completely fuck that.
Yeah.
I like this. This is the Star Wars episode. I could go on and on about it. But so yeah, like the whole thing is he becomes Vader, and the whole prophecy is that he was supposed to bring balance to the Force, and they're like, oh, I guess it's not Anakin.
Oh, Anakin,
yeah.
They're like, he's crazy. There's no.
And then he kills Emperor Palpatine to save his son, because Luke never stopped believing in him, and then that's super inspiring by itself. But then to have Palpatine live just completely undoes all of Anakin's work.
Oh yeah.
And then like the worst thing is like, how is it that Palpatine's alive and none of the Force ghosts, like Anakin's a Force ghost, he could have went to old man Luke or to Rey or to Leia or whatever, and been like, hey, Palpatine's alive. Like,
oh yeah.
There's just so much, and then now they have like the Force ghosts actually being able to do stuff. Like that was never a thing that they could do back in the day. Now they can like summon lightning. It's like, why doesn't Yoda just go up in there and fucking kill Palpatine real quick? Just rain lightning on him.
Yeah, just crazy bullshit, really. I mean, they do that with so many... Everything... I think it's a little bit better now, but there for a long time, everything was a remake of something else.
Yeah.
They're rebooting everything, remaking it.
The one thing I really...
Making a sequel to something that was 20 years without a sequel.
Yeah. Know? Which didn't need a sequel.
Yeah. Honestly, you could have just left Star Wars at the 2 trilogies and it would have been
To be fair, though, the prequels are so bad except for the last... In my opinion, that last movie is pretty good. Most of it is pretty good.
And that's why Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are so good, because they knew... They had their story and they knew when to fucking end it. They didn't... drag it on for fucking 100 seasons.
Well, that's the thing is, do you care about more milking that franchise for everything it's worth, or do you care about the good story,
keeping its legacy? It's like that happens in sports too. Like if a guy retires kind of right at his peak or right when he's curving down, that's a lot better than going on till you become irrelevant, super washed up, and you got to retain that legacy. Yeah, you can't go on for too long and ruin that legacy.
I'm waiting for LeBron's downfall.
Yeah, that's
cocky bastard.
Crazy, but
he's still good. Yeah, he's still really good. It's coming though.
I mean, shouldn't they
catches up to us all?
Since all those guys are so tall, shouldn't they the regulations make the nets higher to make it harder?
Yeah. Like bring it back up to like normal.
Seems like some of those dudes could just reach up and freaking just drop it in there.
they do, yeah. Yeah, I
get the tallest of the tall out there.
I think you're right about that. One thing that's really awesome though about Star Wars is that original trilogy will always be like legendary.
You got to keep it at the 2 trilogies and then just freaking cut all the rest of it out.
The new ones could have been really good because they had some really interesting premises with I really liked Kylo Ren.
The universe is massive. You can make a completely different story out of it that doesn't even involve that other stuff.
Yeah, but you have to build it off those grounds,
Well, you build it in the same universe, it can be a completely different storyline, though.
Yeah, it needs to be recognizable, though. That's the thing.
They could have done something that was before all that happened, too, because there's a lot of cool lore of pre-stuff, ancient stuff, and whatnot in that.
Yeah.
Not that I remember a whole lot of it, but...
They did,
back in the day,
Kylo Ren dirty, because he was sick. He was actually, I know he was like a bratty teenager Sith guy, but he was kind of cool. He was like the only interesting thing. The other thing that they did terribly was the handling of Finn, because he was like the only stormtrooper we ever seen with personality other than just shoot at people.
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
say, "Oh,
man.
there he is."
Yeah.
he actually like defects, and that's interesting. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I
you
want to
could
see
have
more about the
something-
story, the
yeah.
backstory of him.
Instead of him just being like, oh, good right away or
And
whatever.
you want to know what's
But-
crazy is in that first movie, there's some hints of him being a Force user, and even in the last one,
Oh,
but they
yeah.
just never expanded on it. He would have been a sick Jedi. But-
Shoot, they could have just did a movie where it was from the stormtrooper perspective, like just like a classic war movie, but with stormtroopers.
Yeah, getting cut down by Jedi, evil Jedi, and like
That would have been sick, dude.
yeah,
You
that'd
could
be
have like a
crazy.
Saving Private Ryan, but with
or like a
stormtroopers.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
but stormtroopers.
That would have been sick, dude. People would have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been sick. Yeah, like yeah, they're all like crawling through the trenches. There's like rats eating
Yeah.
dead bodies and like
But like little weird alien rats, you know?
yeah, they're like he like shoots a guy like a Jedi and he like looks at him and is like, oh god, he's like got blood all over his hands. And,
Yeah,
like,
they could have done some sick shit with that. Like made a gritty war movie.
yeah, they have like the Jedi's like portrayed as evil. They're like slicing up all of his friends around him.
Oh,
they
they
get
could
in the
have did.
trenches
They
and
could have
just
did
get
some
cut up.
interesting shit, dude, with that.
That would have been sick.
That would've been
That's what they
cool.
should have done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fuck. We need to
Holy
write
cow.
that up. Yeah, Disney, we got an idea.
And
for you.
there's some cool like Clone War like lore and stuff. Like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
cool clones out there. Cool like regiments and shit.
Yeah,
There's that one that everybody talks about. I can't remember what it's called now though.
me either. But I know I
Yeah.
have an idea of what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just will always love that original trilogy just because it's so like special and like how it was made and like it was literally the best of its time and it's still so
Oh, yeah.
good. Like it's and then just like the story of hope, like you can watch that at any point in your life and
Yeah.
like feel inspired.
I
you
mean,
know?
it's similar to Lord of the Rings, where you just have a clear cut good and evil, and it's just a nice feel good kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. I like I said, just
Which I guess Star Wars might have a little more complexity in that because you get the guy that gets redeemed at the end,
yeah, which
like Darth Vader, you know.
yeah, and I like how they
Anakin.
I like how George Lucas expanded on that, like because
Yeah.
you would if you just have that original one, you don't know why. It's,
And the first of the trilogy, the first movie, Episode 1 is pretty goofy.
with Jar Jar,
Yeah,
Jar
and
Jar
like the pod
Abrams.
racing and stuff.
JJ Beans.
That one was more kind of commercialized. It seemed like, but I mean, it was as a kid that was awesome. So that was kind of that's where it was geared towards. So
I didn't really end up watching those as a kid.
No?
The first time I ever
I watched them
a
on
prequel,
VHS, dude.
Really?
Hell yeah.
That's sick. Do you still have those? I bet those are worth some money.
No. VHS is. I don't think it really matters what it is. I don't think they're worth anything, but
Yeah.
they're cool to have on the shelf, though. They look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I watched was that episode 3 when he becomes Darth Vader, and that was like a few years ago.
Yeah. I watched them all in order as a kid. I was
Really?
like, I'm watching these, so I watched it. Not in order, but I watched the episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. So the new trilogy first.
Yeah.
And then the old ones.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's how I watched them for the first time.
The first time I ever saw Star Wars, this is so pathetic and I'm sad to admit this, but I watched the very first Star Wars movie when I was a junior in high school. So that was the first time I watched it was like 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
So that was only like 5-6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been I need to rewatch them again because it's been a really long time since I've watched them. Same with Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings I've watched a lot more than I've watched Star Wars.
Yeah, I like both of them. I personally like Star Wars a little better, but I love Lord of the Rings. Like I know the appeal of both.
Yeah. I've never been into Harry Potter though, so it's kind of weird.
They're not bad. I watched them all for the first time last year.
It feels kind of just like it feels like a Twilight vibe to them, you know.
No, it's
A
not.
little bit.
You just gotta watch it.
Like those metal movies feel like
I will say, growing up, the kids that were in the Harry Potter were the lamest. For
they
sure.
were kind of lame.
Yeah.
Ron Weasley, he's a little bitch. It seemed like.
He's cool. I
I
like
don't know.
Ron. Yeah, I'm
Maybe
into
he
Ron
is cool.
now. Now I'm a Harry Potter guy, but yeah.
No, I've never watched them, so I can't really speak on it. To be honest,
I've always been kind of a Draco stan, but
As a kid, I read the first book and it was really good. I know that,
I never read any.
and I didn't read past that. But I think they. No, I don't think I even read it for school. I think I just read it.
I never read those. I read the
I don't think
How
they
to
had to
Train Your
read that
Dragon
for school.
series.
I think it was too controversial. There's
What,
a lot
Harry
of people.
Potter?
There's a lot of people that said it's like demonic.
Well, yeah, but you
The
could make
story.
that argument
There's
about
wizards
almost,
and witches in it.
yeah, you can make that argument about almost anything that isn't directly religious.
Yeah.
So-
I guess Lord of the Rings too. I watched the Hobbit trilogy before I watched the old ones.
All right, here's a question: which one do you like
I
better?
did that too. Hobbit or the?
Or the Lord of the Rings?
I think I like the original Lord of the Rings better.
I would agree.
I do really like the Hobbit though.
Hobbit's really close.
Yeah.
I love Smaug.
I was surprised to hear that.
Smaug.
I was surprised to hear that a lot of people didn't like the Hobbit trilogy. Like, but that's probably like the deep fans of the Lord of the Rings, the original ones. But
Yeah, but they were still good. They were really good. It could be a
I
prequel
thought-
situation.
I mean, it is, yeah. I mean, it's the same kind of structure as Star Wars.
But you cannot tell me that the prequel and the Hobbit or the Hobbit series are anywhere near the prequels are way worse. Other than that last one,
Of what?
the prequel
Of Star Wars, yeah,
is
Yeah.
way worse than the Hobbit.
I would agree with
except
that.
for that last Revenge of the Sith is decent.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
yeah, I agree.
But the other
Because
two,
it ties it all together.
the other two drag it way down for me.
And they're so long too.
I mean,
aren't they like 3-hour movies?
What, the prequels?
Yeah, the
Or
prequels,
the- are you talking
Star
about
Wars,
the-
Star Wars prequels.
I think they're average length.
Are they?
Feature length, yeah.
Okay, I
But
think
the-
feature length isn't that like an hour and 30 minutes or something?
I don't know. I don't know the lingo. I'm not about.
I think it's 90 minutes. So, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have
Maybe
no
I'm wrong.
idea. But yeah, you cannot. Like the Lord of the Rings fans are whiny if they're that
Yeah.
bad. If they think it's that bad, because they should look at the other ones. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you guys got lucky.
I watched all the Hobbit ones in theaters.
so did
My mom wasn't sure if I was old enough to watch them,
There's
and
no
then she
blood.
ended up just relenting.
I think maybe there
and
is in the last one.
and let us watch it. I mean, the Gollum was pretty scary as a kid.
He's not scary.
in the cave, dude.
You always, but
He
you
was
know you could
creepy
kick
in the
Gollum's
caves,
ass.
dude.
He's skinny. He's
creepy in
little.
the
He
ca-
doesn't do anything.
He's look at him, dude. He's fucking creepy and nasty, and he's doing riddles with them and shit.
Get like sneaking
With
around.
Bilbo, yeah, he's like asking riddles and just being creepy down there.
Yeah, but
And I didn't know the lore from the original ones as a kid watching that in theaters.
I don't know.
So he goes down in those the goblin caves, and then all of a sudden, freaking Gollum's down there. He's like, doesn't he eat a fish or something? He bites a fish's. I mean, he does that. Does he do that in both?
Well, he does that in the
Can't
first
remember.
one.
Yeah, I know.
But in the Hobbit, there's another goblin that falls down there, and he's like dragging him away.
Oh yeah,
he's like got
I do
that little
remember
bat
that.
goblin, and
They both fall down there, I think.
The bat
him
goblin
and
and-
one of the goblins. Yeah.
and then the Smeagol grabs that thing and like whacks it with a rock on its head.
He probably did he put the ring on so you couldn't see him at that point? I need to watch those again. It's been a long time.
He
But when he's
Gollum
falling down or something.
had the
maybe.
ring. The Hobbit did, yeah, Hobbit. So he didn't use it.
Oh yeah, he didn't have it.
He steals
he gets
off
it.
of him
He gets
somehow.
it from. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Where does he get it from?
Oh, I
Shit,
think
haven't seen it
no,
in
no,
so
no, no.
long. I need to
Gollum
watch
drops it
again.
somehow. Remember?
Yeah, does it fall down onto his finger? Like what happens a few times?
No, that's in the first one. This only
Okay.
happens once. But Gollum drops the. That's in the first trilogy. But
Yeah.
Gollum drops the ring somehow. It falls out of his pocket, and then then the Hobbit has it in
I
his
just
pocket,
remember
and he's
him
like,
as,
"What's in my pocket?"
What's in your what's in its nasty
little
little pocket?
Yeah,
I remember that.
because he knows he has the ring, but
I forget how he
Gollum
gets it
doesn't know.
off of Gollum, though.
I think he drops
he just
it.
drops it?
Yeah, accidentally.
Okay.
He drops it, and then the Hobbit picks it up, and then he puts it in his pocket. And he's like, "What do I have in my pocket?" Because he knows he has it. But
Oh, yeah,
Gollum
that was a
doesn't know.
riddle. And he's like, oh, it's cheating.
Yeah,
That's not a riddle. And he puts it on and disappears and runs away from him.
yeah. Because he goes to reach for it. He's like, "Well, I don't have to play this game with you." And then,
Oh, yeah.
Then he doesn't have it. He's like, "What? What? It's
What's
got
in
it."
its nasty little pocket safe?
So good. I love that. Like, just so much creativity behind all those.
Oh, yeah. What, some dude, wasn't it like the 40s that he wrote that? It was like,
Tolkien?
yeah, it was like as World War II was happening, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
Pretty sure.
pretty creative for back then.
Yeah.
There wasn't much.
And that's why it was
that
just a
time.
clear-cut good and evil story, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
But
is good. There's a lot of
I didn't watch the
nuances.
new show, but I guess they're trying to humanize orcs and shit. Whereas in like the original books, they're just pure evil, you know. Which
new
makes
one?
sense.
The new show
the
that
old
just
show,
came out?
Yeah, the
Or The
new show.
Hobbit?
They're trying to humanize them or whatever.
That's horrible.
They got families, little orc families, little orc kids.
So you feel bad
Orc
when
babies.
they get slayed? Yeah.
These horrible elves come in and massacre these poor defenseless orcs.
I say good. I say let them burn.
Are you orcist, dude?
I
Son
am.
of a
I
bitch.
just lay out on some works. I'm in.
Oh.
Throw them in the wood chipper.
I mean, that is it's like a good adventure story. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the first one better, just the feel of it. Both of them have a
Yeah.
really good feel.
And
but
honestly,
I think the Hobbit
the
King.
CGI, those battles are
Yeah.
pretty fucking good.
The
It holds
Hobbit
up.
King and the Hobbit, or not the Hobbit King, the Dwarf King in the Hobbit series is fucking badass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What the hell's his
He's like
name? I'm so
Scottish or something.
No, he's got the black hair. You know,
Oh, you're talking about the...
Hobbit.
Yeah, what the fuck is his name? But the guy who likes the stone
Soren,
or whatever.
right? Isn't it? Or
The
something?
Heart of the Mountain.
You have to
whatever.
look it up real quick. I can't
It's
remember.
not... Is it...
I think it's Soren or something.
It's like Orin or something.
No. Yeah, he wants the stone from the dragon because then he rules all the... He's the rightful ruler of the mountain
Yeah.
if he gets that, which his grandfather was.
That fucking dragon. Smog, he's a fucking dickhead. What a bastard.
I like how they dumped gold on him. That's crazy. Like molten
They
gold.
tried.
Well, they did. They
He
dumped
just
gold
fly
on him.
right. It was a little crazy. He didn't stay there and try and kill those guys off. He just like, I'm gonna go fuck up the town over there now, because you guys dumped gold on me.
Well, I think they could have defeated him because he was kind of weak from the gold, the molten
Wow.
gold dumped on him.
I don't know.
I don't know. What's his name again?
Or cast
Thorin?
of.
I think it's Thorin.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's a really good fucking. I love that guy. He's fucking sick.
I really like that actor though that plays Bilbo in this. Yeah, Martin Freeman. That's
Yeah,
his name.
he is sick.
I like him in everything. Yeah, it's Thorin Oakenshield.
Yeah,
right?
Oakenshield. Because
Yeah.
the last name he had when he took a big old log and used it as a shield, his grandfather did or whatever. He's badass. Yeah,
he's
I
pretty
like
sweet.
that guy. He's probably my favorite, and his story is really cool. How he becomes corrupted, and he's like the dragon, you know.
and then kind
becomes-
of turns it around. And
yeah, sacrifices himself.
Yep.
So
Save
good.
his fellow dwarves.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
yeah. But all right. Well, I'm getting tired. We should go watch some of these movies.
Definitely.
We'll go watch Jawbreaker first.
That's fucking crazy ass movie. It sounds like.
They'll trump all of them. We'll come back and be like,
I'm really just curious about the tone of that movie.
yeah, we'll have to do some scouting.
If it's kind of like a dark, like they're trying to hide this,
I think
this
it's
horrible
supposed to be
secret.
a comedy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it by the cover, but by the sounds of it, it should be like a dark, like kind of paranoia stricken. Like they're trying to cover this up, and they feel really guilty about it, and they're, You know, it should be like a dark tone to the movie. But by the cover, it looks like, oh, we're gonna,
all fun.
we're gonna dress up our friend.
It's all just
look
high
like
school
her.
cliques.
It's just crazy old high school. We accidentally kill our
Back at it
friends here,
again.
and
Yeah. There you go, killing again.
Oh. I'm sorry. I guess you don't have a daughter anymore. It's just this quirky high school kids. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll report back to you guys.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, hopefully we'll keep up on the uploads and.
Yeah, maybe we'll go to 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Once every 2 weeks instead of once every 72 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Hopefully we'll be back.
Yeah. Thanks.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
See you.